Eragon knelt before the Queen of the Elves and her counselors in a fantastic room made of bowls of living trees and a near-mythic land, and the only thing that filled his mind was shock. Book 2, Eldest. Chapter 27, Queen Islanzadí, and Chapter 28, Out of the Past. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we discuss Christopher Paolini's inheritance cycle, chapter by chapter. I'm Darien Smartt.
And I'm Lucy Hart.
And oh my goodness, we got elves.
We do.
Shocking reveals.
Yeah,
we got more shocking reveals.
Yep. What a starting sentence to a chapter. Like,
right?
Damn. It was so good.
Very good.
So good. I feel like he'd been sitting on that for a while and then just dropped it.
Like, I think you can tell, like, Paolini had this scene in his head for a long time. Like, of when Eragon would learn that Arya is the princess of the elves. Like, he could see what that looked like from the moment of its conception.
Yep. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
But before we get into any of that, Lucy, do you have a spark of inspiration?
I do. It's a spark of inspiration of pettiness. And it's just,
I love it. Go on.
So, my favorite YouTuber I've talked about before, DB Geek, Nintendo, or I'll back up a little bit. Nintendo just released a video where it was heavily implied that it was Pikmin related, which is one of my favorite games. Love Pikmin. And I got really excited because D reacted to it. And I was super excited because I was like, oh, nice. And he was like, no idea what's going on. But in like the myth of because shows a kid, like a baby, and he chases his pacifier all around the room. And there's something carrying the pacifier, but you can't see what it is. And it's because in the Pikmin world, humans can't see the Pikmin creatures.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so they're the ones carrying around the pacifier around. And so DB Geek reacted to the one where you can see the Pikmin. No, he reacted to both. He reacted to the first video where you couldn't see them, and then he reacted to the second one where you could see them. And he had his first inclination in Pikmin at all. But anyway, Nintendo blocked his videos.
Oh, yeah, they'll do that.
Yeah, so
that sucks.
So he literally released a video today, and it's called Nintendo Blocked My Video, so I reacted to all the Pikmin movies in spite.
I didn't know there were Pikmin movies.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of little shorts about like the game or Pikmin getting into like shenanigans and stuff like that. But I just thought it was so funny. And I was like, you know what? If anything, if I'm going to publish my book, I'm going to publish my book out of spite. Be like, you know what? All the people who said I couldn't, or like, you know, even myself who said I couldn't do it, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yep.
So
sometimes you have to spite yourself.
Yeah. So I just thought I thought that's hilarious. And I'm like, that's how we should go through life. Do it out of spite. Live your life in joy of spite.
Exactly. Joy as radical defiance.
Yes, exactly. So I thought that was really funny. And that just, we took a little break, peek behind the curtains. We took a little break and I watched the video. Well, I was just chilling here and I was just laughing the whole time.
Oh, nice.
So DB Geek's like, I have no idea what's going on. But no, it was really funny. It was really funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's able to get that resolved.
Yes,
because that sucks for creators when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really hoping he'll start streaming or at least upload a video of him playing like the first like couple like the
because that's the fact he's done the Zelda games.
Yeah,
so he's done Nintendo content for a long time.
Yeah,
I wonder what about the Pikmin stuff triggered their like automatic copyright strike.
Oh,
thing.
Possibly. Yeah. So we'll see if he streams it. If he does, I'm going to be very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your spark of inspiration?
This episode is coming out like 2 days before Halloween. So this is the perfect time for me to talk about a biography that I just listened to on audiobook.
Yeah.
And let me get the exact name of it. It was called, this book is The Lady from the Black Lagoon by Mallory O'Meara. Hollywood Monsters and the Lost Legacy of Milicent Patrick.
Ooh.
Now, Milicent Patrick, Lucy,
yes,
you're familiar with the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Like you've seen the Gill Man, the fish man from the
Fishy
Black
man.
Lagoon.
Yep.
Yeah, and he carries the lady. I've never seen, as the time of recording, I haven't seen Creature from the Black Lagoon, though I am planning on doing a watch party for it here in October because I listened to this biography. But Milicent Patrick is the woman who designed the creature.
Oh, cool.
And the book came out in, I believe, 2018. And as of this biography's release, she was, as of 2018, the only woman to have ever designed a movie monster.
Ooh.
But that fact was contentious and highly debated for a very long time because the egos of men in Hollywood suppressed her accomplishments and blacklisted her from the industry.
What dicks?
Yeah, it's basically she was working at Universal Studios in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
They had a design for the creature. It wasn't working. The boss, the head of like all the movie makeup department was like this big, important. He came from like a dynasty of movie makeup artists.
Yeah.
But like his design wasn't sticking. It just didn't work for the movie. They couldn't make it work. They didn't like it. They went back to the drawing board. Milicent designed a new version of it. It came together really well. This dude regularly just like shit talked it very publicly. Didn't think it was gonna work. Didn't think it was very good. And then people loved it.
Loved it. Yep.
Early like preview audiences loved it. People promoting the movie were fascinated by Milicent. She was also this is like not integral to her creativity, like her talent as an artist, but she was beautiful.
Yeah.
She was this like classic era like style beauty, and she always dressed because she loved fashion.
Oh,
she always dressed so glamorously. So like reporters reporting on this new movie that Universal was like wanting a lot of buzz around because they really wanted it to be a success. When they found out about her, they wanted to like promote her. They wanted to put her front and center.
Yeah.
They were going to do a promo tour of like the woman who like makes the monsters and stuff like that. As this like beautiful, like so glamorous woman who's also creating these terrifying creatures. Like, isn't that great? And the head of the makeup department lost his fucking mind. He got so jealous and his ego was so big that he was like, no, you can't do that. She needs to be making sure I'm getting credit for it. She can't ever say she did anything for this. And there are like memos as they changed it to the woman who like works with the monsters, like upkeeps the monsters. Like she's like a maid or a nanny. But they still wanted to promote her because they already set up the tour. And she was a hit even on that, talking about like the process in the movie. And she did everything she was told, basically is what... And she's like, she never tried to take credit for it. She never said what her part was. She followed the line to a T. Yeah. But reporters didn't care about that. But the public didn't care about that. Yeah. They were just... And it didn't matter that she did everything she was told. By the time she got back to Hollywood, she didn't have a job anymore.
Yikes.
And this woman, O'Meara, who does the book, like she wrote this biography specifically to set out to prove for a fact that Patrick had designed the creature. This thing that like movie film bro buffs like disregard, like, no, look at these pictures. She was just one of the artists on it, or she was just like a booth babe, basically. Like, no, she had nothing to do with it. It was done by this guy. And so she the book is also like it's not just Patrick's life experience and her story from the time like growing up and all of her family's crazy history as like her dad was this architect and she was an animator for Disney.
Oh, wow.
She worked on the Chernobog scene. She animated, I don't think she designed Chernobog, but she worked on the animation for Chernobog.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Like she had a big, like pretty great career. She was like one of the first women to work in Disney animation.
Yeah.
And this huge thing. And it was just completely crushed and swept under the rug, and she was blacklisted and never got a job in this industry, in this field she was great at again, because this man's like fragile ego, he could not take the fact that this woman had a better idea than him, that people liked more and they were paying more attention to her. And O'Meara finds like inter-office memos from Universal of other people like trying to push back and be like, no, the public loves her, and also she's already working on these other movies and she's very talented, like firing her, what if we just put her on another job, what if we just did this? But no, and so they like, okay, and they like bowed to this man and ruined this woman's career and her legacy. So it's part like the biography of Milicent Patrick, part showing what this woman, what O'Meara went through to get like all this information, like how much effort and research and time she spent putting this book together. And also, O'Meara works in the horror film industry.
Oh, nice.
So it's also a little bit her experience as a woman in the industry in 2018, and comparing that, it hasn't changed that much to what Patrick experienced in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so it's really good. And O'Meara is also the one that narrates the book, which is also very fun. But I don't know. It's on one hand, it's a weird spark of inspiration, because on one hand, it is absolutely devastating that Patrick isn't as like that her impact and her legacy was in question for so long, and also that she never, but people loved her, like they still, like she knew people liked her creation, like she got fan letters all the time, even well after she was no longer at Universal. So it's not to say that she didn't get to see the impact of her art, but it is heartbreaking that the world didn't get to see how much she could have given it in this sphere. Not like she was a socialite. She did like charity work in her older age. She like threw parties and was involved in her community. So it's not like she became a recluse with no impact after she stopped working at Universal. Her life went on, but imagine what else she could have given us that would have been inspiring.
Yep.
And so I think, so that reality is the devastating part. But Mallory O'Meara's love for Milicent and her dedication for seeing her story told, that like support of women supporting each other through the ages. Yes. And creatives looking out for each other when industries won't. Yeah. That speaks to me immensely.
Oh, for sure.
So
I love that.
I was going to say, wanted to shout out Milicent Patrick right here at the end of spooky season.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, it's like I said, it was awesome, and it like is in a way, but it's also like bitter in a way too.
Yeah.
Like how it happened is like that fucking sucks. Like fuck that guy for sure. But it's nice. Like now it's nice. Like even like years and years, decades later, somebody is standing up and being like, "Nah, she was amazing. Like screw you guys." So it's very good.
It is. It's so good, and I also like. It's such a well-crafted biography. Like how it's written, how the story like is presented. I highly recommend it. It's just, even if, because I'm not into movie monsters. I'm not into horror and stuff like that. I've never even watched I saw The Shape of Water, and that's about as close to the creature of the Black Lagoon as I've ever gotten. I think Young Frankenstein is as close to the original Universal Scooby-Doo movies, or as close as I've ever gotten to Universal monster movies. But this was someone in the Muses of Mythology Discord mentioned it, and I'm like,
very cool.
Yeah, tell me more about her. And it's just really a well-crafted book. I recommend it.
Oh, lovely. I love that.
Hey, speaking of well-crafted books, shall we get into it?
Yes, let's get into it. This chunky chapter.
Chonky chapter. Queen Islanzadí. The elven queen is Arya's mother. The two have a very public reconciliation before Eragon, Saphira, and the others are formally welcomed. After a recap of their journey so far, Queen Islanzadí calls for a celebration, which features cheeky ravens and prowling werecats. Finally, Eragon and Saphira are put up into the accommodations once reserved for the leader of the riders. Out of the past. After getting a lovely breakfast and some stylish new clothes, Eragon, Saphira, and Orik agree to a magical NDA before the elves reveal something truly impossible. A golden dragon and their living rider.
Yep. Oh man, I just got so emotional with that.
I forgot it was coming. Like, I know, I've read the book before. I know where, but like, I forgot it was coming so soon
Yeah.
that when we were like looking at the chapters, I'm like, oh, this one's really short. What even happened? This is, oh. And even when I'm reading it, they're like, we have to show you something, but this is deeply secret. I'm like, dang, what is this? What? Oh my God, that's right. It's you.
Oh, that's right.
Hi.
It's you. Can't say
Hello.
names yet. Can't say names yet.
Here's the thing. I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Okay, I'll have to watch myself then.
It's okay. That's what the thing is. I just don't remember. But that's what editing Darian's for. She'll catch any things that slip through. So let's talk about Queen Islanzazari first.
Yeah. We'll dive into. I want to talk about Dragon, but it's fine. Yeah. We'll talk about Islanzadí. It's cool. It's cool.
And we talk about how as soon as Eragon realizes, oh my gosh, Arya's a princess, which is an understandable shock. I'd be shocked too if I found out you were the crown princess of Genovia. So, you know, it's fair.
He thinks about Angela's prophecy.
He thinks that's what I was going to say. He immediately thought about Angela's prophecy that he would love one of noble birth and her warning that she could not see if it would end for good or for ill.
Yep.
It's just reinforcing Eragon's like, I'm right to have my crush on Arya. It's meant to be. Whatever happens,
must be.
No, it's not. Not even as it's meant to be, as in we're meant to be together. It's more just like it feels like it's reinforced because he's acknowledging. He's like, man, Angela couldn't tell if this was gonna go good or badly.
Yeah.
But she did acknowledge that this was gonna happen. So it's just not. It's just Eragon is not gonna take the advice of Orik and Lyfane from the previous chapters of being like, hey man,
not at all.
Maybe don't put any energy in that. It just feels like he's gonna really double down. Which okay, fine, whatever. I didn't write the book.
It's just it feels so one-sided. It's the problem.
Because it is.
So it's fine.
This is a 100-year-old elven princess, and you are 16, Eragon.
I did. Oh, you know what? That was one line I did want to comment on. In the last chapter when he finds out that she's over 100 by a year, but she's over 100, he goes, "She must think of me as a child," and it's like, we think of you as a child.
We think of you as I get your Eragon, like I get you're a man within the context of this like human world, but like I found this in the middle grade reader section, kiddo, so I know exactly how old you are. This is in the YA section, so yeah.
Oh my God, such a kid. Anyway.
Here's okay, so the queen has embraced her. Is like, I've wronged you, and then Arya's really formal, and the queen kind of rears back, and she like double downs on like, I have wronged you. Oh my daughter, I have wronged you. Ever since you disappeared, I've barely slept or eaten. I was haunted by your fate and feared I would never see you again. Banning you from my presence was the greatest mistake I have ever made. Can you forgive me? And I love this. How do I want to word this? I love the way Paolini wrote this scene.
Yes.
I don't necessarily love it, but that's because I relate heavily to what Arya is experiencing here, not because I don't like what the scene is doing or how it's constructed.
I was going to say, just like pointing out just really fast before we do that, is that she first says the, "Oh daughter, I have wronged you," in the common tongue, and then she says it the second time in the ancient language.
Yes.
As like a
really,
reinforcement.
And she covers her face. Yeah.
Yes. For 70 years, I have lived and loved, fought and killed without ever speaking to you, my mother. Our lives are long, but even so, that is no small span.
I cannot undo the past, Arya, no matter how much I might desire to.
And I cannot forget what I endured.
Nor should you. Arya, I love you. You're my only family. Go if you must, but unless you wish to renounce me, I would be reconciled with you. And like, there's a moment where she doesn't respond, and then Eragon saw her hesitate and quickly look at her audience.
Yep. No, mother, I could not leave.
And then Islanzadí like embraces her again. This time Arya actually hugs her back. Hooray. It's like, great. And then that's when the queen's like, excuse me for being discourteous and ignoring you, our most important guests. And that's when we do like the back and forth of the, Eragon's like, I definitely am supposed to speak first here. No question about that.
Yeah, I do like that.
And so we get like crash course on what happened. But I Arya looking at the audience is so it's something she says later when
Mhm.
she talks to Eragon about it, and he's like, well, you know what, hey, at least you made up with your mother. She
Yeah.
smiled oddly. Did I have a choice?
Yep.
And it's like, ooh, I feel, because on one hand, like initially when Arya's like, hey, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you suddenly like want to make amends, but like, hey, I spent 70 years without you around, and like that sucked, and I've been hurting and fearing this the whole time.
Yep.
I'm not just gonna forget that. And I like appreciate that Islanzadí is like, no, nor should you. I'm not asking you to. I just want to try to make it better. And if you want to leave, like you can, but like if you're not
Mhm.
gonna say no, like I would want us to and like, isn't that the dream though? Is that
Yeah.
the parent who fucked up and hurt you is acknowledging that they messed up, that they want to make amends, and that they aren't expecting you just to forget about all your hurt just because now they want to say sorry? Like, wow, the
Yeah.
dream.
But it's also like,
But it's also like,
so my thing is like, Islanzardi says that she banned Arya from her presence,
mm-hmm,
which is like, okay, that's not great, and we don't
that's
figure
crazy.
out like necessarily why that was until later. But it's
Mm-hmm.
also like she only does this because she thought Arya died, and
Yeah.
then now she's not. So it was only for me. It's like it was only a death situation that changed her mind. Like if Arya hadn't been kidnapped and done this, would this have happened?
No.
Probably not.
No.
So that's like
Yeah.
Arya's probably struggling with that too. Like, is the literally the only reason why you're doing this is because I almost died, and that's always
But
like great. But yeah,
yeah, it's like, well, it like took me, it took you thinking I was dead for you to finally realize you miss me. Like
mm-hmm.
that does suck, but it is better. Like it is at least the alternative where it's like if that happened and she still was gonna double down, like, oh, but you're
Yeah,
not really
that's
dead, so
fair.
I'm gonna hide and pretend like I didn't care. So
Mm-hmm.
like it is wild that it takes something so intense, but
Yeah,
that's real life, isn't it? Sometimes it does
yeah,
take something so deeply shattering to realize, oh, I made a mistake. How I treated that person that I love, I should not have done that, and I should have fixed it, and now I can never fix it.
yeah,
Like that realness is really there. But my thing that I'm like, ooh, hey, Islanzari, this is kind of shady, is the audience. Is
yes.
how it's
I it's
being
how it's
done in the most
yes,
public setting.
public way possible. Yeah, and it's I think like what you read earlier, where she's like, "Did I have a choice?" It's like not in
Mm-hmm.
front of that crowd. You didn't. Like,
Like
yikes.
how, and like we said, it's all about perception. It's all about
Yep.
status. It's all about polite and niceties. Like how badly would that have gone if Arya had rejected her mother, the queen, after she's so, because everyone's shocked when the queen responds like this display of emotion so
Yes.
publicly, this acknowledgement of wrongdoing so publicly. Like,
Yep.
it's on one hand, like, is that Islanzari wanting to take the opportunity to try to demonstrate to Arya that she's 100% sincere for making so
Mhm.
public of a declaration, for being like, I am shamed by my actions and I will show that I will
Mhm.
take on and I will let this be? Or is it manipulation? Is
Yep.
it trapping Arya? Like, I don't know. Maybe I've been there.
Yeah.
Maybe I've had a mom that has done things that were annoying and not cool. And then all of a sudden she's having coming to me in front of other family members and my grandma, and I've got to be the cool one or
Yep.
I'm going to look like the unreasonable bitch in the interaction.
Yep.
So like I feel it, and I think it is probably more of the latter, because the alternative is Islanzari welcomes Eragon. She welcomes Saphira, we get the rundown, and then she asks to speak to Arya privately. And
Mhm.
in private, she makes this, I am sorry. I have missed you. I was wrong. Can you
Mhm.
forgive me? I wish to reconcile, without a public pressure
Yep.
that would force Arya to make a decision in order to save either her face or the queen's face.
Yep. And like the other thing to keep in mind too is like we're getting this after Arya and or like I don't know about Orik, but like Arya warned Aragon that there is like pieces of a like chessboard that have been played for years.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get drawn into things that like something an elf says one day is just part of a plan that they've been planning for like 15, 20, 30 years. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, yeah, it's very weighted, very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Islanzari. I truly, and this is the thing though. I truly believe she wanted to make up with her daughter.
Yes, I think so.
I think she wanted to make sure she got what she wanted, regardless necessarily of what Arya wanted or the timeline Arya would want it.
Yep. Yep, I
So
agree.
very well written, very well
Yeah, I
constructed.
think
Like,
so.
oh,
Because we
so many
also like
feelings.
the big thing is we understand that you cannot lie in the ancient language. And the fact
Yes.
that she says, Islands already says that whole sentence about, "Oh my daughter, I have wronged you. Ever since you disappeared, I've barely slept or eaten. I was haunted by your fate. I feared that I would never see you again." It's like that is 100% true.
Yes.
Like,
And that's like that flashes back to what were told several chapters ago
yeah,
when we first met with our other elf friends, how they mentioned the queen has been like grief sick.
yes.
That makes sense. It's her daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is.
absolutely.
Probably did a good job setting it up in a way that does not feel like, whoa, this came out of nowhere. But no, neither did it feel so abundantly obvious that you'd be like, Eragon, you're an idiot for not picking up on it.
Yes. There were,
Mm-hmm.
like, small things, like, on a reread, all the elves, when Eragon's like, "Why is she so unhappy?" And they're like, "We're not gonna say anything about that."
Mm-hmm.
Or Eragon's like, "Oh, you think highly of her," and both the elves, like, look at her really fast, and she's
Yeah,
just
because
like,
it's not
"Oh,
just
she."
like
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like yeah, she's our queen. Of course we are. Like they don't look at Aragon like it was a weird thing for him to say. Like
Yeah.
of course that's our queen. They look at Arya to see what she's
Yeah,
gonna
they're like, "What are
say.
you gonna say? I'll follow your lead, dude." Like,
What's up?
whatever you
Well,
say,
okay.
girl.
But we do know it was because Arya has said in the past that taking on the role of like ferrying Saphira's egg did like cause her to lose connection to her family.
Uh-huh.
We
Yep.
just didn't know her family was the
The
queen.
queen, yes.
She's also got that back tattoo that
Yeah.
says like she's like an emissary of the queen. When did she get that?
I'm not sure.
With this time, did she get that when she this I it's oh my god the drama of it
I
all.
mean, like so in the book we have there's the first book of her Queen Islanzardi's like full like, "Oh, do you forgive me?" And then they're reconcile, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages later, and that's when the queen very quietly said, you never would
Oh
have
yeah.
suffered so if you had taken my counsel. I was right to oppose your decision to accept the Yahweh," which is, I think, the tattoo
Mm-hmm.
on her. And then Arya says, "It
Yeah.
was my decision to make." So it's like, even with this public thing, she's still like, "You shouldn't have done that."
Yes,
Yep.
yes, exactly. That's such a mother thing to do. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh,
Yep.
of it all. I'm so mad for Arya because
Yep.
it's crazy. Because yes, because Aragon tells of like, here's my whole thing, and then
Yep.
Arya tells. Oh, he also passes off Neswata's scroll. So
Yep.
mission accomplished, achievement unlocked. Good job, Aragon.
Yep.
Uh,
There's also a really interesting sorry, I know I, like, jumped really ahead with that line. There's also an
uh
interesting line where, uh, she asks for the ring, and she
mm-hmm.
tells him, "You should not have worn this, Eragon, as it was not meant for you," which I get, but I'm also like, Brom was like a father figure, how could he not have worn the ring?
Also, Braum gives him the ring,
Yeah,
right?
he gives him the ring. He gave him the ring. But then it's like, "However, because of the aid you have rendered for the Varden and my family, I now name you Elfrin and bestow this ring, Erin, upon you, so that all elves, wherever you go, will know that you are to be trusted and helped." So now he
Well,
like formally is now given the ring.
yeah, but it's like, okay, a couple things. Aragon didn't know the meaning of the ring when Braum gave it to him. He just knew it was
Yes.
Braum's ring. That's why
Yes.
he was wearing it.
Yep.
Because as you said, like Braum is this father figure. He's his mentor. He was this very important person from Aragon's whole life. Braum was always like at
Yes.
Carvajal for years
Yes.
and years. So
Absolutely.
it makes sense. Like, Eragon's wearing the ring because this is like this one piece he has of Brahm.
Yeah.
Later on, he finds out that it's this like was a gift from the Elven Queen,
Yeah.
and it has this bigger meaning. But no one tells him you shouldn't wear. Like, Arya doesn't say you shouldn't wear
Yeah,
the ring.
Arya's surprised that he has it, and she just said, like, "No, keep wearing it. It could help you when you come in contact with my people."
Because she knows it means that he has been told, like, the ring is supposed to say this person was named a safe elf friend by
Yep.
the queen.
Yep.
So I see where the queen is coming from, where she's
Mhm.
like, you shouldn't have been wearing this because that it's kind of almost stolen valor. Where he's
Yeah,
communicating a thing to the other elves that is not true about
that's
Eragon
fair.
himself.
That is fair.
And so, like, I think there's like, I don't think Eragon was wrong to wear it as Brahm's ring, but I see what
Yeah.
the queen is saying is like,
Yeah.
this was deeply misleading for you to have this. It's like someone running on, like I said, I think stolen valor, like having like a purple heart because like my
Yeah.
grandfather gave this to me. It's like, yeah, and that's great, but you shouldn't be wearing that.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
true.
earn that.
I
And
like that. That's a good point.
yeah, but her turning around and immediately saying, like, I name you Elfrem and bestow this ring Arin on you so that all elves, wherever you go, will know that you are to be trusted and helped. And so now he can't, now it's Eragon's ring.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
now he is, now the message is true. It's not a lie for him to have it.
Yep. I agree. I like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's I do like the formality because it's also like if any like elves had kind of like a inkling or felt some kind of way about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's also to prevent that. It's like, no, now he has earned this ring fully and
Yes.
completely.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of elves feeling some kind of way about things, we get to Eragon. He talks about, hey, what of my training? Eragon snatched a furtive glance at the seated elves, wondering if any of them could be Togira Ikonoka. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who had reached into his mind and freed him from Durz's foul influence after the Battle of Farthendor, and who had also encouraged Eragon to travel to Elsmira. This is, we haven't talked about that since, like,
Yeah.
beginning
The
of the
end.
book.
Yeah.
Like, and also, Eragon hasn't really thought about it.
No,
like,
he really
it's not
hasn't.
like yeah, it was mentioned early in the book, but it hasn't really come up. It hasn't been in front of it, which I appreciate. We know what we're doing. It didn't need to be reminded every single time we think about going to
Yeah.
Elsmira that we're going specifically to meet this teacher who called out to Eragon. But I do
Mhm.
like, hey, we got a reminder. Someone's going to be teaching Eragon. Who's that going to be? Where's he at? And Islanzadí says, it'll begin in the fullness of time. Yet I fear that instructing you is futile so long as your infirmity persists. Unless you can overcome the Shade's magic, you will be reduced to no more than a figurehead. You may still be useful, but only as a shadow of the hope we have nurtured for over a century. And he's like, she spoke without reproach, yet her words struck Eragon like hammer blows. Your situation is not your fault, and it pains me to voice such things, but you must understand the gravity of your disability. I am sorry. I mean, we said that same thing a few chapters ago.
Yeah.
So she's not saying anything that's like not true,
Mhm.
but oof. That's rough,
Oofa-doofa.
buddy.
Yes, absolutely.
That is rough, buddy.
Yep.
Because again,
Hearing it, especially hearing it from the queen of the
queen
person
of the
that's
elves.
supposed to help you or something, it's like, yikes.
Yeah, and it's there's a conversation to be had about whether or not this is fair and accurate in the greater context of like disability.
Yeah.
And how she says like, oh, well, unless you can overcome this physical disability, you're only a figurehead.
Yeah.
And because we talked about what they want him to do is literally go kill Galbatorix. Like they want Eragon, and this like really cements it. They want Eragon to be the one to go fight Galbatorix.
Yep.
Like physically, because that's where, because Eragon hasn't had, it's when he's doing physical things that this wound, this injury, this chronic pain flares up and causes him this great harm and distress.
Yes.
He can still do magic. He can still
do
learn,
magic.
and he can still get stronger. Like to our knowledge, it hasn't impacted his ability to do magic. So it is. I don't know. I think this. I can't speak to this accurately because we know where this storyline goes. And I feel like
Yeah.
there is no speaking to it until we get to the end of it
Yeah.
and are able to maybe like fully see the scope
Mm-hmm.
and talk about what that means and implies and represents, because sometimes we pretend like we don't know where XY things are going.
Yeah.
And sometimes I legitimately don't know. We can talk about speculation and things, but moving past that, Oric's gonna hang around. Good,
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Yeah, happy with that. I'm glad he's sticking around. Still love Orik. There's a lot of just like discussion that goes around. Then Islanzadí drops that like I was right and you were wrong, and Arya's still like it was my decision to make.
Yeah.
Like that
Right
got
before
me.
that, she makes a bunch of flowers, like hundreds of lilies and
Oh,
roses
yeah.
appeared 20 feet above their heads and drifted like colorful snowflakes. She didn't use the ancient language. She just does that.
She just does it. Yep.
And that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Magic is great.
Yep, I love it.
It's, that like jab of like, well, I was right. Okay, you were right to oppose the council, but like, you could have said, like, I oppose this decision you're making without banning your daughter from your presence. So let's not walk that back. It feels like we real quick walked back. I was wrong.
Yeah, and it's also like, she's like, oh, I was so wrong and I welcome you back. But then when everyone is occupied and like, this is their private moment.
Yes!
And instead of doubling down on the, I'm so sorry, I want you in my life, she says, I was right.
Yeah.
In their one-on-one quiet moment, she's like, I was right.
Yeah.
It's just like,
again, to show like, again, I believe, like I said, she does want to be on better terms with her daughter.
yes.
But absolutely, it was largely for show to make sure she got that from Arya.
Yep. Which sucks. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. A couple things. So we also, now that we realize that Arya is Islanzadí's daughter, it means her father was the previous elf king who was killed during the uprising, either by Galbatorix or one of the Forsworn.
Yep.
Rough. Also, we know Arya was born 1 year before Galbatorix, like, overthrew the riders, which means she was 1 or 2?
Yep.
3 or 4 or 5, kind of depending on how long the struggle, but she was young, even for human standards.
Yep.
What memory, it would be miraculous even if she even had a memory of her father.
Of her dad. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And so Arya wanting to be the one to ferry Saphira's egg back and forth to, like, I don't know, live up to the memory of her father who died trying to stop Galbatorix. And now the elves are all, like, secluded in their, like, safeguarded magical forest. And yeah, they support the Varden, but, like, Arya's probably like, we could be doing more. My father died to try to stop this man. We need to be doing more.
Yep.
And so she does this very dangerous thing, and her mom's like, probably like, no, I lost your father to this. I don't want to lose you. And it's not good reasons, but like, that just, like Saphira says, like circles and circles.
Yep.
And there's Arya's, we are seeing more that Arya's motivation for taking on the task of safeguarding Saphira's egg was deeply personal.
Yes. Yes. For sure. Absolutely.
Orik remarks that, daughter to the queen, I wish I could tell Hrothgar and Naswada. They'd want to know. And when I read that line, I highlighted it and I was like, there's no way they don't know. Like, what, Ajahad didn't know? Hrothgar? Totally they know. Anyway, so the very 2 pages later, Arya specifies that not even Ajahad knew. Like, Brahm knew, but no one else. She didn't want anyone else to know. It wasn't relevant to her mission, and also not anybody else's goddamn business.
Yeah, no one's, I like that, because it literally is. It's no one else's business but hers. But I honestly, I feel like reading this again now, and even when I first reading, I was trying to remember, I was shocked that no one else knew. Because I was like, somebody they had to have known. Somebody had to have known. No, nobody from the Varden knew. Absolutely no one except Rob. So it's like, okay, that's wild.
He's like, and Eragon asked a very reasonable question, I think, here. Like, why does it matter if anybody knew?
Yeah.
When I left Elismira, I had no desire to be reminded of my position, nor did it seem relevant to my task with the Varden and the dwarves. It had nothing to do with who I became, with who I am. And I like, yeah. And I think Aaron's like, hey, but
Yes.
why would it matter? But then he says, you could have told Saphira and me. And like the original way I read that is like maybe he's like, but you could have like told us we're friends. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to know that your secrets and who you are safe with us. But that's not how he says it. Because he
No.
says it with reproach in his voice, which means you could have told Saphira and me.
Yep.
Fuck off, 16-year-old.
Yep. Not your business. Hey, like, dude, not your business.
Mm-mm. And I had no reason to suspect that my standing with Islanzadí had improved, and telling you that would have changed nothing. My thoughts are my own, Eragon. And that's when he's like, oh, why should she, who was a diplomat, a princess, an elf, and older than both his father and grandfather, whoever they were, confide in him, a 16-year-old human? Yeah, hold on to that feeling, Eragon.
Yeah,
I want you to
seriously?
hold on to it and never let it go. And I know you will let it go in about a page and a half because that's what you always do. But if you just hold on to that
Yeah.
and like, let's get you back down to earth.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I get it, but I hate it.
Yep. It's like, hey, dude, you just freaking
like,
nailed the head on that one. You are 16. Bud.
Yeah.
Bud.
Like, yeah, it's again, if it was like it was coming from a place of like, I thought we were friends, like you know a lot about me and you don't feel like why is not from a place I'm like, yeah, why don't you trust us? Just like the reproach in his voice reads as entitlement.
Yes. Yes.
And like Eragon, you're not entitled to anything about her just because you have a crush on her.
Yep.
Can we talk about the Raven?
I was gonna say we gotta talk about the Raven. I love Blagden. The
He's
first
so
line,
fun.
the first line he ever says is "weirda," and how the audiobook guy says it is so fun. Just like weirda. It's so
he does
good.
a good job. It's like he does a really bad job at Saphira's voice, but he does a great job at like almost everybody else's
Everyone
voice.
else, literally everyone and everyone else.
And you know, it had to have been a director note, right?
Yeah.
Like someone told him to do the dragon voice like that. Was it Paolini? We never considered whether or not Paolini was the one that said the dragons would sound like that. Like Paolini. I don't know why I'm adding so much inflection on the vowels. Paolini, yeah. We've never thought about that. Like maybe it's not the audiobook narrator's fault that that's what we're going for. Maybe it was a note he was given.
Yeah,
we don't know. Does anybody know? If anyone involved in the audiobook industry, let us
Who's
know.
listening?
Do you know?
Let us
listening?
know. Do you know?
But
I love this
do you
poem he does. Yeah, if you don't mind me reading it.
Please.
I love this because it's almost like he's making fun of everybody by bowing to people. So he jumps off of Islanzadí's shoulder and strutted down the middle of the table, bobbing his head left and right in a mocking bow. He stepped before Saphira, uttered a hoarse cough, and then croaked. Dragons like wagons have tongues. Dragons like flagons have necks. But while two hold beer, the other eats deer.
The elves froze with mortified expressions while they waited for Saphira's reaction. After a long silence, Saphira looked up from her quiche pie and released a puff of smoke that enveloped Blagden. And little birds, too, she said, projecting her thoughts so everyone could hear. Very fun. I like that.
So
Damn,
good.
that was good, girl. Saphira, I'm proud of you.
She's great,
Put that bird in his place.
Yep.
And Queen
and he's just he's so indignant and just flies back.
Like, I apologize. Hey, and Eragon's like, where's the bird from?
Yeah.
Blagden, said Arya, once saved my father's life. Evandar was fighting an Urgal when he stumbled and lost his sword. Before the Urgal could strike, a raven flew at him and pecked out his eyes. No one knows why the bird did it, but the distraction allowed Evandar to regain his balance and so win the battle. My father was always generous, so he thanked the raven by blessing him with spells for intelligence and long life. However, the magic had two effects he did not foresee. Blagden lost all the color in his feathers, and he gained the ability to predict certain events. This bird can kind of see the future.
I love this bird. Bird is great.
It's so funny. Hey, you know who else I love? The werecat. The werecat that's just been lurking around the whole time.
Chilling. What's her name? Maud.
Yeah, she has a couple names.
Yeah.
I am known as the Watcher, as Quickpaw, as the Dream Dancer. But you may know me as Maud. Fuck yes, Maud. I
love her so much.
She's like, yeah, Solemn Bum. He thinks humans are interesting. And she's like, they're not. He's wrong. He finds it amusing to travel with the witch Angela. Humans bore me.
Yeah, it's fair, dude.
And I love, like, as Quick Paw, and I'm like, a warrior cat ass name? What is that?
Yep.
I was just, yeah, there's a werecat
I love her.
there.
She's a
And then
werecat, and I like how everyone's basically like ignoring her except Eragon. Eragon's like zoned in on her. She's like, you.
It is, like, on one hand, she's probably just always around, so the elves,
Yeah,
it's kind of like treating someone like a cat. Like,
yeah,
the way you, like, if you're, like, my cats. I mean, I love my cats. My cat's always
Yes.
around. But, like, when
Yep.
someone comes and visits my house, and they, like, oh, there's a cat. I'm going to pay very
Yes.
close attention to that cat that just came
Yep.
into the room.
yep.
It's like, they're all used to Maud. But Aragon's like, also, she is, like, a weird, first he's like, that's a little girl. Nope, not a little girl.
Yep.
What's with her hair? Like,
Yep.
what's going on over there? That's not
He's
an
like,
elf.
wait,
Who is
actually, let me
that?
look. And then I think, yeah,
Like,
it's
oh, it's a
only when
werecat.
she smiles
The teeth.
at her with the teeth, and Aragon's like, werecat. Got
Werecat,
it.
there it is. Got it. And you know what? Good job, Eragon. Yeah,
Yep.
I appreciate he clocked her so fast.
Yep, same.
I love, so they are going to be put up at an eyrie. Saphira has, okay, hell, hold on. You needs must fly there, Saphira. Is the way the sentence is typed in my book?
It's same in here.
Okay, does that make grammatical sense to you? Or does it feel like, I can't tell if it's supposed to be like high fancy elf speak, very formal, or I highlighted it and read it so many times because I'm like, what is with the way this is worded?
No,
You
I
needs must
agree.
fly there.
It's weird. It's a weird way to say that.
Is it supposed to be you need just fly there?
That would have made a lot of more sense. You need just fly there.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, dear listeners, if you're like, oh, this is a turn of phrase, or this is, I'm not saying it's definitely an error, but I cannot figure out,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't make sense to me. But it's because
Yep.
their stairs aren't big enough for dragons. And to Eragon, she says, this is where the leader of the dragon riders would dwell while in Eldest. I give it to you now, for you are the rightful heir to that title. It is your inheritance.
Hey.
Boo, boo, boo. Everyone take a shot of your tea. Sip your
They
tea.
said it. They said
They
it.
said inheritance. Everyone take a sip.
Yep. I also like that she says our stairs were not grown with dragons in mind
that's true.
instead of
That's
made.
right.
I like that a
Because
lot.
they grow.
Yep.
They don't build. They grow
they-
things.
Yep.
Arya and the queen head off, and they go up to their rooms, and it's nice.
Really
It's
nice.
big, but it's not ornate.
Yes. I like that too. Aragon struck with it's much simpler than I expected. And I
Mhm.
appreciate that a lot.
And I think he's like, because it also he mentions now, like, he has a lot of respect for, like, Vral, the previous
Vrail.
leader of the Riders. Yeah, Vrail. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, like, it's nice, it's comfortable, but it's
Mhm.
not like unnecessary. It's not lavish.
Yes.
It's not showy. It's
Mhm.
functional,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think that's good because it kind of demonstrates that if this is how he's still in the penthouse.
Yeah.
But it's not gilded with gold.
Yes, absolutely. It's very humble considering
Mhm.
the person who was staying there.
Yep. Also, it's got like magic curtains. If it's a little
I
chilly
like that.
outside, you close the curtain and it's like
Nice.
seals the room perfectly.
Yep.
And it's like,
I love
hell
it
yeah.
so much. Yep. Very good. I want one.
Mhm.
This whole time they've been like traveling and not a lot has happened, but it's a lot of like motion and like movement and on the road and also a little bit of tension here and there and stuff like this. This is the first time when he takes off his armor, it really feels like almost like he's taking off the tension
Yes.
and he's taking it all off. And then he sat bare chested on the bed and studied the oiled links, struck by their similarity to Saphira's scales, probably because they were made after dragon scales. But
Mhm.
the fact that he's sitting there, he's like half naked, just sitting there. And it's like,
Yeah.
for the first time, it feels quiet and it
Mhm.
feels calm and it feels like safe almost.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it came off to me, where it's like he takes off all of his armor and he's
Yep.
sitting there in nothing, basically. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like so impactful.
Because I also
We
think
made it, he
communicates how
said.
safe he feels.
Yes, absolutely. We made it.
A long journey, but yes, we made it. We're lucky that misfortune did not strike us upon the road.
Now we'll find out if it was worth it. Sometimes I wonder if our time would have been better spent helping the Varden.
Eragon! You know that we need further instruction. Brom would have wanted it. Besides, Eldest and Islanzadí were certainly worth coming all this way to see.
Maybe. What do you make of all of this?
I don't know. The elves keep more secrets than even Brom, and they can do things with magic I never thought possible. I have no idea what methods they use to grow their trees into such shapes, nor how Islanzadí summoned those flowers. It is beyond my ken.
Eragon was relieved that he was not the only one who felt overwhelmed. And Arya?
What about her?
You know who she really is.
She hasn't changed, only your perception of her.
Yep, that's true.
It's good.
And then
it's good.
Yeah. I like this ending because he gets into the bed and then he's like, this used to be Vrail's bed. And then he's like, nope, can't do it. And then he goes and cuddles up with Saphira like they used to when they were on the run. And I just love that.
I love that. I love the moment she's like, nope, I can't sleep here. It's too much. The inheritance is too much. I can't take this. I'm going to sleep with my dragon.
And then I like how she just like, she hummed and dropped a velvet wing over him as he extinguished the light and closed his eyes. Very
cool. And it's also, I think, we don't know that Vrail didn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know that maybe he never slept in that bed. We don't know if any dragon rider actually slept in the bed, or if they were with their dragons every time.
Yep. Because it could be like Vrail in the same thing where he was like, this used to be the past leader of the riders' bed, and just he can't do it.
Like, that's too much. I'm gonna sleep with my dragon. Like, this is crazy.
Yep.
Here's what I think is interesting. So we talk about how he takes off all of his armor. He sits like, very comfortably. Doesn't feel like he needs his guards up.
Yep.
But when he goes over to sleep with Saphira instead on the dais, he brings Zarak with him.
Yes.
He does still feel the need to have the sword nearby.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I think that's worth clocking, that while he's comfortable, while he had that thought of like, in like previous chapter about how like, I could live here in Eldest.
Yep.
There's this back and forth there. Yeah, like the back and forth they have about like, this is where we need to be here. We're going to learn a lot, but like, hey, there's still things we don't know about the elves. They keep their secrets. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Eragon thinks someone's going to come try to slit his throat with a knife, but he still felt the need to bring Zarak when he went over to sleep next to his big fuck-off dragon.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of big fuck-off dragons.
Oh, my God. I'm dying.
Out of the past. Hey, another great chapter title.
Yes.
Paulini knocking him out of the park recently.
Absolutely. Killing it.
Anyway, so Eragon woke at dawn well rested.
Yep. Yeah.
But at least we didn't have to read it to start the episode.
No, we didn't. We didn't have to read it. It doesn't count.
But it does count for my little spreadsheet, which I'm collecting data. Don't worry about it. But they slept great. They got food. It's mostly fruit. There's new clothes. He's got a letter. There's a note. And since he had not read for over a month and had forgotten some of the letters, but at least he understood what it said. I'm just going to say it. If Murtagh was still here, he would have let this happen.
Nope.
They would have been practicing magic the whole time.
Yep.
And reading.
Yep.
Except I think that's a thing we invented. They never actually did that.
No, I don't think
that was a thing I said would have been nice.
It would have been nice, yes.
When's the last time Eragon read something? It's been over a month. He says that.
It's been a while.
What were you reading with the Varden? Was there a library?
There might have been a library.
I don't think so. I don't know. Was it when he was with the dwarves? Did he
Probably
read something with the dwarves?
With the dwarves. It was either that or the last thing he wrote read was with Brom.
Maybe. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, probably. It's always a little bit unclear how much time has passed.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, probably. Eragon. Okay, I retried. If Brom was still alive, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
He was on top of these goddamn language lessons.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All this time, and this is Aragon's fault. This is actually no one else's fault, because Eragon could have been practicing while they were traveling. He could have asked for parchment and paper to be practicing his fucking fun with ABCs. Dick and Jane copying the passages. Like, this is on Eragon for not. This is no one else's fault but Eragon. Like, he could have been keeping up with his language, his English lessons or whatever language, the common
language,
and he didn't.
Yep.
Anyway, we gotta. Hey, they greet Saphira first in the letter.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
Nope. And that was the thing, I didn't mention it in the last chapter, but like all the elves want to talk to Saphira longer and more.
Yeah,
and at first Eragon feels, at first he feels a little jealous, and then he's like, you know what? No, this is what life was always like for me, actually. And just being around the Varden got me too spoiled. Whatever. And I appreciate the very human, like, wait, I want attention. Oh, no, I don't need the attention. It's fine. Let's Saphira. But also, this is how Saphira feels all the time.
I was going to say, it's literally how Saphira feels all the time. Yep.
Yeah, where they all they'll greet Saphira politely, but they'll only ever talk to Eragon. So,
Yep.
Saphira deserves the attention.
Yeah, she does. Yep, for sure. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, when he gets to dress in his new outfit, I literally said out loud when it's like, and 3 pairs of socks so soft, they felt like liquid when he pulled them through his hands. And I literally said out loud, I want them.
Yeah.
I was like, I would
you're
like
never
those
getting
socks,
blisters
please.
in those socks.
I want them very much, please.
Listen, elves are great and magical, and they live a long time, so they become very skilled at their crafts. That's all well and good. These clothes sound great.
Amazing.
And so they meet
Orik. Orik meets him, like, he comes into the building.
Yeah.
And so he's in the tree too, and I like that he's very just not happy about it.
He's a dwarf. He'd rather be in a cave, not in this, what he calls it, instead of a bird's nest like this.
Yep.
I slept like a rock.
He enters cautiously, testing the floor with his feet. I'm like, this is a man that does not want to be up in a tree at all.
No, that's crazy. He's like, this is wild. I see you've eaten, so I'll ask you to accompany me. Arya, the queen, and a host of other elves await you at the base of the tree. He fixed Eragon with a testy gaze. Something's going on that they haven't told us about. I'm not sure what they want from you, but it's important. Islanzadí's tense as a cornered wolf. I thought I'd warn you beforehand. Orik's such a good friend.
He's great. I love him so much.
Like, honestly, it's true friendship to let your buddy, like, make sure your buddy is aware that there's a weird vibe going on before they show up to the event. Because, like, Eragon, yes, he's had a great meal. He's got some really nice, comfortable clothes. He's going to go down there feeling good, casual, what's up? And everyone's, like, so tense. Like, you're not mentally prepared. The whiplash. You're going to make a social faux pas. Because you weren't prepared for the energy that's in the studio today. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Good friend Orik, just giving him a heads up. And this is when Islanzadí says, they go to the base of a wooden knoll. Islanzadí stopped and said in a terrible voice, before we go any further, the 3 of you must swear in the ancient language that you will never speak to outsiders of what you're about to see, not without permission from me, my daughter, or whoever may succeed us to the throne. And Orik's like, doesn't like that. Saphira also doesn't like that. But essentially, like, this knowledge, they can't let Galbatorix have it. If they're bound by the ancient language, they can never willingly reveal it.
Yep.
And basically, it's like, Orik, if you're not going to play ball, you can just go home. So they all agree.
And then we get a call back from last chapter where Eragon asks Saphira, should I do it? And she says, do we have a choice? And Eragon remembers what Arya had said last time. Like, did I have a choice of accepting my mom's like apology?
The queen left no room for maneuver.
Yep.
They have to do what she wants. Like, otherwise Eragon's not going to get training, and he needs to get training.
Yep.
So they go in. It's like, beautiful nature, lovely descriptions. I know this place, realized Eragon, remembering his vision of Tongira Ikonoka.
I'm not going to be able to do it the way the narrator in the book does it, but I just love that he's just, when he says thud, it's just like, it's like thud. The air shivered from the strength of the concussion. Thud. Another dull blow made Eragon's teeth chatter. Thud. He jammed his fingers in his ears, trying to protect them from the painful spikes in pressure. The elves stood motionless. Thud. The clover bent under a sudden gust of wind. Thud. From below the edge of the cliff rose a huge gold dragon with a rider on its back.
A dragon with a rider on its back? What? And it's not the dragon on the cover.
It's not the dragon on the cover. It's a gold dragon. Like, I think when I read this for the first time, I was like, oh, it's gonna be red. And then it's like gold dragon. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? It's
so good in that moment. Like, holy shit. Just imagining it's like you can put two and two together. The thud is from the dragon beating its huge wings. Like, that's so cool.
The build up is so strong because he calls it a huge gold dragon.
Yep.
But the fact that we spent like a whole paragraph of just experiencing the actual physical impact of the dragon flying, not even above them. It's coming. The dragon is coming up from the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, coming from below upward.
It's the wind, like, movement of its body is causing this. Like, that's incredible.
Yep. It's like, this is huge. Because it's like,
no, dragons never stop growing. So what we also know is this dragon is ancient.
Yep. Super, super old dragon. And then that's the big thing too, is like the painful spikes and pressure is like, oh, yikes. Like, that's big. That's big
it's
dragon.
Cool. And that's where we end the chapter.
Yep.
2 chapters ago, we thought, whoa, ending it with Arya being the queen's daughter? How can we top this?
It happened.
Hey, do you want to see another dragon and a dragon rider? What?
There you go. It's like, okay, wasn't expecting that, especially like not even halfway through the book. So, all right.
Yeah, I know. I was like, where are we at? No, we're still about 100 pages from the halfway mark.
Yeah.
There's still so much book left.
There's still so much book left. I'm trying to remember what all happens. It's just like, Jesus.
There's a lot of book that happens.
A lot of book that happens.
It's and I love it's like, oh, they weren't like overselling. This is so important that Galbatorix does not know that there is a living dragon and a rider in the because I think Galbatorix probably hasn't tried to like attack the elves directly after they like withdrew, because it would be so much resources and like not necessarily like he's a power hungry maniac. So if he could just suppress and control the elves and the dwarves and probably kill them all, honestly, because it sounds xenophobic too, he probably would. But it's not worth the energy. There's nothing really to be gained. But if he knew there was a rider, he would come personally.
Oh, he for sure would. Absolutely.
So tight as hell. Tight as hell.
Super cool. Very excited.
And that's where the chapter is, and that's where this episode's gonna end.
Yep. Good ending all around.
What's a good writing takeaway? Hey, here's mine. Chapter titles are great, and we should not just let them fade away.
Yes. I
read way too many recently published books that just don't have chapter titles.
Yeah, there a lot of it.
What's up with that?
Yeah. What I like is having chapter titles with a number. I like chapter 6 title. So these ones are fine because it's just the title of the chapter. It doesn't say chapter X, whatever. But it is hard to do a podcast when we're trying to get the chapter.
We do, dear listeners, we do like in my in our like table of contents sections, we have just written down the numbers of the chapters next to the chapter
I will literally like
so we can do
it on the chapters too, like in the book. I will literally, if I remember, I will write the chapter what it is so that we can say it and I remember
like, but also that's how we chose to structure our podcast. Like, it doesn't have to, it's not the book's fault.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm not saying I think books are lesser when it's just chapter 10, chapter
Yes.
14, or like if the chapter is just the character, like if it switches between
POV.
POVs.
Yeah.
Like because Rick Riordan did that in Heroes of Olympus, so we don't have chapter titles in those books. We just have Leo, Hazel, Percy, Annabeth, which I don't think is a good way to do it at all, because Rick Riordan's chapter titles are gold.
Right.
So he made a lot of choices with the Heroes of Olympus books that like aren't good, I'll say, didn't work. And not doing chapter titles for 5 books was one of them. But yeah, can that be my writing takeaway? Is like, hey man, chapter titles are great. And they're hard. Don't get me wrong. They're hard, but like, I'm not saying these are just tips, but consider the value of a chapter title. Because again, out of the past, that's such a good chapter title.
Such a good one.
This is like Eragon is this. Here's what it is. When everyone else sees Eragon, they are seeing and Arya and Saphira together, they are seeing and experiencing like something from the past come to life, something from stories and song come to life.
Yes.
And this is Eragon getting to have that experience from the other side. Like, this is what it's like for everyone else when Eragon and Saphira show up. It's something out of the past. And that's so rad. Also, his enemy's face, also so rad.
I was going to say, I literally turned to the chapter so I could remember. His enemy's face is such a good chapter title because it hints at so much and alludes to so much.
It alludes to so much, but it doesn't give anything away. And some of them are simple, but like, listen, a simple chapter title is fine. Especially, listen, if 90% are simple chapter titles, that makes those ones that are just like perfect. You realize the perfect chapter, that makes it all worth it. So good.
Yeah.
So, chapter titles. And what shall be our quest?
Quest.
Okay, well, here's one. It's pretty basic. Hey, we got another dragon. If you were a writer, what color dragon do you think would match your aesthetic?
Ooh.
Like, obviously, the writers don't pick their dragon colors. They don't get to pick what dragon will hatch for them, or even if it will hatch for them.
Yep.
But we all have sat there, as we're all dragon kids here. We all sat there and we're like, I would have this color dragon. Because of course we did.
Yep.
Purple. And Lucy's is in literally our cover art. You can look at it right now.
Yeah, it was like yellow.
Lucy's answer is our cover art. Yellow. The cover art looks a little orange, but yellow. And it looks a little orange because it's the night lighting. But
yeah, we can have orange highlights. Orange undertones.
Highlights, Man, I still really wish... Sorry, for some reason it sprung to mind if Galbatorix's original dragon was pink and he has like the pink scales thing that we come up with. That's nothing. That's not a real part of the book, and I have to stop holding on to it, but I never will, because I think that'd be cool.
That is deeply rooted in me. Every time they mention stuff, I'm gonna be like, should have been looking more like a dragon.
Would have been
cool. Should have looked like a dragon.
It's like, I love that trend that went on over the summer that was like, do you want to play mermaids with me? Okay, this is my mermaid power, and this is what my tail looks like. And then someone else cuts to the video, like does a thread, just like a stitch. And they're like, okay, I have ice powers, but I can't really control them. And my tail looks like, have you seen like a koi fish, but it's blue instead of orange? Oh, and I'm like a dolphin Like, I love that.
Yeah.
So can we get that? But hey, do you want to play dragons together? Actually, can we do that? I can make that video.
You can make that video.
Yeah. Do you want to play dragons together?
We can play dragons together.
Okay, I have a purple dragon, and her name is Amethyst, which is basic, but she's super, super smart and can memorize any book you read to her.
My dragon. I forgot how to start it. I was like, oh shit, how do I start it? I'm just gonna start it. My dragon is yellow. I think I would name her Sunflower or something kind of corny like that. Just because. And she loves doing jigsaw puzzles with me. And
Lucy, I love that.
I'll do like 1,000. She's crazy though, because I'll do like 1,000. She's someone who likes to do like the 20,000 ones, and I'm like, nah, you can do that one. I'm over here with mine.
That's so good. I love that. Okay, my dragon will read while your dragon plays puzzles.
Yep. There we go. With a cup of tea. Love cup of tea. Gotta have a cup of tea.
Okay, new prompt. It's, do you want to play dragons with us? What color is your dragon and what's their special hobby?
There you go. I love that.
Which is now kind of giving, yeah, now we're getting into like a little Last Dragon Chronicle vibes. Shout out to Diego over at Tears of Fire.
Hello,
okay, we got to get out of this episode. No, we can't leave yet. I've got listener comments to shout out.
We have shout outs.
This is one where it's Kayla responding to a writing tip about like using like multiple POVs. I struggle so hard with this one since I tend to write third person removed, but will occasionally follow a different character for a few scenes. Like, I don't know how to make them distinct enough. It's a real struggle.
Yeah.
Practice is usually the answer.
Yep.
And it sucks when that's the answer.
Yeah.
It's like, no, give me a solution. It's like, nah, suffer.
It's hard. I think it's like, it is hard to get it, but once you get it, it gets easier as you go.
Yes, right?
Yeah. I have a hard, one of the reasons why I don't switch POVs very much in my book or the one that I'm writing is because I am also bad at that. And it's hard.
When we asked folks about cool waterfalls they've seen, listener Caleb said, yeah, where I live in Ithaca, New York, has lots of them, including the tallest waterfall east of the Mississippi. Ooh. And they also said they did once go to a hot spring waterfall in Guatemala. And that was cool. Pretty cool. That sounds rad as hell. A hot spring waterfall?
Super cool.
And then bouncing back when we remarked on funeral rites, Kiki says, ancient Greek funeral rites fascinate me wildly. The idea that unless you're buried properly and with respect and kleos, with the coins under your tongue or over your eyes, you will drift forever, unable to find peace. Burial at sea or in fire makes you drift. Being unburied, you drift. It was a horror or an insult to leave someone unburied because you're cursing their soul. Ugh, just ancient Greek funeral rites, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
Yep.
It's a big, big deal in the Iliad where Achilles is refusing to bury Patroclus because of his grief.
Yep.
Like, you have to bury. And then, like, equally, really big deal when he's refusing to give Hector's body back to his family to be buried.
Yep. And it also, like, I know the last episode is where we talked about Hades a lot, but that also plays a huge part in that game, too. Like, you befriend the Skelly, and he's got a little coin in his mouth.
Yeah.
So it's just really cool. Really cool, really cool.
Subtle designs. Chef's kiss so good. We cannot talk about Hades again. Let's get on to this episode. Thank you all so very much for listening. We hope you enjoy the rest of your spooky season.
Yes.
Hey, if anybody's got any cool dragon themed or literary themed or just cool costumes in general, feel free to tag us on Instagram. Or send us a message about them. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, and I'd love to see cool costumes from our listeners.
Yes, that would be really cool to see that.
We'll share them to the story if you want.
Yeah.
They could be your geode. You made a cool costume, and you don't even have, and by say made, I'm not even saying you had to like cosplay it from scratch, right? It could just be a thing you put together.
There you go.
But until next time, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.